in there, so if you want me to explain why I put them in there, I certainly can.
What do you need the Kubota for?
So that's gonna go along with our sewer camera that I'm wanting, so we can put that in the back of the Kubota.
Yep.
Okay.
So the sewer camera, does that take place of the people that come every year to do it, or?
That's the plan, yep. So we, like this last year, we spent 32,000 having that contracted done. I can get the camera for 40, and we'll do it ourselves and hopefully do more than
You
what
got
we
the
have.
manpower and time for that?
I think we can. It's gonna be, when we have time to go do it, we do it. It actually isn't that tedious of a process. You can do 1,000 foot pretty quick. So I'm wanting to do that ourselves more to find more problem areas.
What's an easement machine?
So easement machine is something, it's probably the size of a really compact skid loader. It's on tracks, got about 500 foot of sewer, high pressure hose on it, and a little motor. So you drive that back in behind somebody's house where you can't get your truck to, and then you can still clean the sewer lines.
Got it.
Jason's an experienced camera operator.
Yeah. We can negotiate price, Doug.
Sure he'll be under the 32,000.
I don't think so.
Anybody else have any really?
Televise some of this on You use that easement machine a lot if you get it, or is there a lot of places you can't get to with a truck?
Yeah, our last cleaner that was in town didn't have one. We were gonna go rent one. We were gonna have to drive 7 hours each way to get it, and then still pay $3,000 rent on it. So we just skipped doing those lines, and it's been happening for a few years now, so we need to get something done. So I know it's an expensive little machine, but it will get used.
Anybody else? Thank you.
Yep.
I thought you wanted a better snow blade for doing more alleys. Did you take that off?
I don't recall that part of the conversation.
Art.
Page 27.
27.
That's long ways back there.
Economic development. Mark, what do you look to happen in residential this year for building? You look for a slow year?
I think it depends on what happens with interest rates. You're a real estate guy. You know, I think it'll be like last year, it'll be slow
A
again.
little slower.
I think commercial, I think we have an opportunity for
It
some
sounds
things
like,
to happen.
it sounds like commercial, we have an opportunity.
But with a couple of the multifamily projects that we have coming, there should be, towards the end of the year, a pretty substantial one, which will make the building permit number look good.
Jump up. Because I was just looking at the projected revenue, and that's what generated the question.
That's, and I'm thinking Urbanville's gonna cause that.
Okay, okay. Well, plus you got industrial going on.
Correct. Yep.
Anybody have any other questions of Mark? Pretty basic question. Thank you.
Page 14.
Page 14?
Yep.
You said we could take the hangar door repair out of contract services, right?
I didn't say that. No. Yeah, they're pretty rotted out. They're corroding. I got some pictures here if you want to see them.
Yeah, I'd like to see.
Yeah, I think we should see them.
So this is the top of the door or the bottom of the door?
That's the bottom, that's the bottom.
This is
Yeah,
repair or replace?
Just replace is gonna be really expensive, they'll just repair it.
Just cut it out and weld new steel in?
Here is one of these could
Fall
fall
on
on
an
someone or
airplane or
something.
somebody, you know?
Either would be very expensive. Any other questions of Mr. Mulally?
He's contract service, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Thank you.
You want your pictures back?
Administration and mapping.
Page 29.
Mr. Allen.
Hello.
Hey, another newbie
Yes.
in this process.
Mr. Allen. Thought you were gonna replace some computers, but I'm not seeing that.
No, sir.
No?
Nope.
Okay, okay. For some reason I had that in my head.
Just a monitor.
Just the monitor. And the battery backup. Notice that you don't have any revenue. Can we change that this year somehow?
Yeah, sure try.
Okay, start billing for something? No. Looks like he's, no, really don't.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jason, anything to add there?
No, the two things off of there that I guess come from me are the conference phone under machinery and equipment and the front chairs. And I'm willing to get rid of the front chairs also.
Is there for City Hall here?
Yeah, in the entry,
Right there in the entry?
yeah. Conference phone would be in the conference room. I think there's a conference phone listed under council also, which would be to replace this one.
To a better one?
I would hope so.
Yeah, cause I mean, when we do these meetings, they really suck. I mean.
It would be a new one.
Right, probably.
It would be a new one for sure, that I can guarantee. It'd be a
Right.
brand new one.
Right.
Whether or not it's better,
In the eyes of the, okay. I don't wanna get rid of that, that's for sure.
All right, Joe.
Page 30. Really not a lot in there, pretty straightforward. There is one cost that will be coming down the horizon that we can kind of trying to sort out, and that is a software update that's gonna be mandated. Our current county software is gonna be forced to go from the server base to a cloud base, and that'll have an increased cost. They're not really telling us when that's gonna happen, so we're gonna push it off as long as we can, but we're also looking at other options, some of which cost more to implement. So that's not on there, but that is something we need to keep in mind.
There's always just accept.
I use a lot of it.
Who's pushing that, Joe?
The company's G-Works, and they're just moving everything to the cloud, which most everything is.
Right.
Yeah, they wouldn't commit to whether it be in 2025 that they make that push, that change, or when it would be, but it is coming.
Do you
How
have an
many-
idea what we're talking about on
Right now we pay about 18,000 annually for the software, and if we stay with them, there's gonna be around 42,000 a year.
Gonna over double it, figured.
Yeah. There's one piece with that we're worried about, and that's the fee structure. that they will charge fees for every transaction done, where right now we don't have that. So. it would
On
be-
top of the 42?
Yeah. That we wouldn't pay as the city directly, it'd be to citizens for every automatic transaction or credit card transaction or, yeah.
Do you know what that fee would be, a percentage or flat fee or what?
It's a flat and percentage, and they would probably get off of that by another $30,000 to $40,000 in earnings off the city people. So that's kind of what's causing us to look at other options there, so based to save money on the back end for the citizens.
I'd keep exploring that if I were you.
That's, we are.
Huh? Water. Okay, so that's separated like with water. Yeah.
It's,
I think some of those are shared.
there's not a lot out there, unfortunately.
Good. Joe, you wanna lead us through six, the council?
Yeah, I don't have any page numbers on it.
That's called everything else.
Everything else?
Everything else, there's not a lot in them. Council, I think the big item there is the iPads that were on current year budget that have just kind of been floating out there. If they're still in.
Are they still in there?
They're on current year, I mean, it's still hanging out there if we wanna do anything with that. Otherwise, it could be used to bring expenses from FY25, purchase now, $3,000
I was in favor of those until Murphy talked me out of it.
I was talking to Joe though about like the one,
that out since then.
the one Rob uses, right, the Remarkable 2, that it doesn't have internet access. You're not subject to all that, you know, going out and getting things. It's quite a bit cheaper than iPads, so if we would still consider it, that would be the way to go. Otherwise, I'm just gonna buy one, because I've been looking at
But
it.
how do I get my information if it's not internet?
Well, you can get the PDF of the, like the council packet, right on, well, Rob, you have it, so you can explain how that works, but, and then you can take notes on it and bookmark it and all that.
When you're back at your computer, call them or whatever, you transfer it.
Okay, okay.
I'm okay with taking the iPads off there. In this budget, I can find
For
Yeah, I mean, we really didn't add anything into the council for this budget cycle.
Good.
Page 28 is where that's all at. Pretty well left everything status quo.
Okay, I do have a question that is probably, but I wanna make sure. Oh, this is the council. My question is the theater. When we first did the theater, help me out, Jason, it was a wash. They kept the revenues, they got all the profits, we didn't charge them anything. How has that climbed, and whatever page it's on, Joe?
17.
Thank you. How's that climbed to 30-some thousand, or 40,000, whatever it was, 17? Because, yeah, Main Street Theater, lots of,
I don't know if it was ever a wash. I think ever since we bought it, I think it's been,
expense.
yeah, I don't remember us ever getting any revenue off of,
No, we didn't get revenue. That's I thought it was a deal where it was just a,
Pay for itself.
yeah, kind of, they took the profits and they used our building, our facilities, we paid a few utilities, but maybe I'm wrong. Contract services, maybe I'm wrong.
looks like it's been expense services 19.
Yep, I think I am. Okay. It's actually less than last year. Okay. I have that question.
Any other discussion on individual budgets? If not, we'll turn it over to Joe to give us some direction as to how things sit. how much we need to find, and what kind of levy we're staring at.
You had that summary sheet you sent out.
Yep.
Yeah, oh, there it is.
Yep. So those are kind of some of my questions, I guess, going through it, what I'm seeing. I mean, a lot of it is whether or not we can move some of the funds into your road use tax or your local option sales tax. Those are things that we warranted.
Is your mic on?
Not like it. That's the closest to my tongue.
This one?
Yeah, you got another one?
How about now?
I got it on my
No.
phone.
I have to adjust the
Well, keep going.
I can read it on my phone easier than you can.
Yeah, 'cause I can't read on my phone. Crap.
Working now? No?
Well, you can keep going, Joe.
All right, I'll just talk a little louder. So some of the items, that we really kinda gotta discuss and see, the big ticket items, that whether or not you wanna move them into lost fund or road use tax, those pieces will really help, create the budget to be balanced. Those cannot be done, we're gonna have to look deeper. So those items are kinda on that first page of what I summarized. So your tree removals are a huge number, whether or not that qualifies for loss or not. Is that public safety, is that community improvements? I guess that's kind of a question that needs to be asked. The overlays for the cemetery, cannot come out of road use.
Is that a question, or is that a?
Do you wanna move that there? I mean, is there
Okay, that's
room
what
there
I'm
for projects? I mean, is that?
Right,
are we-
well, that project definitely needs to be done.
Right,
That project needs to be done, that one cannot be, in my opinion.
right.
So we need to find the money somewhere. If it qualifies Jason or Joe for
Right.
road use, then that's where I say it goes to.
Right, I just didn't know if there's other big projects that were on the docket for road use tax for this coming year.
Business 75.
What parts of it? Just the patchwork?
Yeah, pretty much, there's a lot.
I know there is, but.
Bob's Drive-In, there's gonna be, there's a lot of work that has to be done. So I'm just, yeah, letting you know there's.
Ivy Corner,
It's just the Hy-Vee corner.
well, across the tracks, right there by the hotel and stuff.
Oh, yeah. It's gonna be mostly, we gotta do the bridge approach out here by the campground, that's all settling, so we gotta do the bridge approach on both sides. But my main focus is gonna be Business 75, and, you know, there's gonna be, there's a lot, you know, I don't know, 500 to 800, there's a lot of work that has to be done, that overlay is not good. So there's a lot, and we got, in American Bank, we got a whole block on the northbound that's the outside lane that we're probably gonna have to tear out and redo. And anything, we're not doing, overlays, pretty much anything from curb going out, our decision is we're gonna pour full depth. And we're just gonna start, because everything we tried, whether it's bonded, non-bonded, we did so many things that the engineer wanted us to do. After 2-3 years, that 4-inch overlay was not made for that road with heavy traffic. So we got stuff that we've already stuck money into that's already broke, that we're gonna be tearing out for the third time. So our decision is, so anything we did by Taco John's in that intersection, we just started there. That's gonna be a full depth. We're gonna tie into the curb and gutter, and we're just gonna start replacing as it needs to be. But just letting you know, Business 75's, yeah. There's a lot of bad spots.
As far as other projects that would use road use, there are a few, the subdivisions that we're looking at. So Southview, that paving will come out of road use. Industrial 4th will be road use. if development happens north of Parkview, that'll be road use. But the good thing about all three of those is that all three of those fall in our current TIF. So road use will get replenished from that, so. Right now, there's nothing huge that would use road use tax outside of the TIF area.
Okay, keep going, Joe, sorry.
Nope, that's fine. I mean, those are the big ones. I mean, those few there, I mean, that was $365,000 of the 407, I mean, 440, whatever it was, that needs to be cut down. So, I mean, if those can be moved, you know, it makes things a lot easier, so.
So let's just
That's-
say they can all be moved. And so that leaves us with how much? For fine,
About 100,000.
and that is increasing the levy, the maximum state allowable.
Yep. So with the levy, I handed you that sheet today.
Yeah.
So two things kind of working against us here. Valuations and then the rollback. If you look at the 22 assessed property there, the rollback was 54%.
Yes.
And the rollback in 23, so current, this current budget is 46.34 on your residential. So with the max on the taxes, would be the 12.68. And that would be less tax paid than what the 1190 produced last year, or this current year.
Right, the levy's going up, but residential taxation is going down.
Right. So we have to tax, the rate has to go up to even get more tax value out of everything. Because